will be part of the fiqh to talk about very important ibadah and topic, and this something will be, I think, beneficial and beautiful as part of our life, which is the hadith reminds you of the statement of Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu said, "Ash-shita rabi' al-mu'min." Ash-shita rabi' al-mu'min said, winter is the rabi', the golden opportunity for the believers. Said the day so short, then he makes siyam. Easy. Fajr 6:30, Maghrib will be 5 o'clock soon. And he said the night is so long, he made qiyam. It's a golden opportunity for the believers. So only the believers. So this is the siyam, as you know, the siyam, the hadith, we talk about the rules of siyam and what the best time to make siyam and the reward for siyam and so on. So as you know, there's two types of siyam. One of them is the obligatory in the month of Ramadan, and the other one is optional. And some of the options highly recommended. And Rasulullah have mentioned special reward for this siyam. And the hadith Qudsi, which is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have said, كل عمل ابن آدم له إلا الصيام فإنه لي وأنا أجزي به. He said, everything you do, just think about this hadith, everything we do, the reward was shown for it. He said, except for the siyam. He said, it is mine. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, this is mine. This is my special ibadah. And I shall reward for it. So he have hid the reward for siyam. Because this ibadah, the siyam, they said, some scholars, they derive, what does that mean? The siyam is mine. What about the salah? What about the zakah? What about the hajj? What about the other ibadah? He said, this is mine. Even we know the siyam is the main pillar of Islam after tawheed. Right? So, however, they said siyam, no one ever in the history of man, someone fasts for someone else. Beside a person fasts for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. People make sujood and ruku' to the others. They make tawaf around graves. They praise and glorify idols. But no one ever in the history fasts for someone beside a person, or people fast for Allah. So even if someone forced you to fast, you're not fasting for them. No matter how tyrant the ruler is, you're not going to fast for him. You might praise him, glorify him, do whatever. But no one ever fasts for anyone else. Only for Allah. So that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the siyam, it's mine. Special ibadah for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And no one also, one of the things that scholars have derived out of this, the siyam is secret ibadah. You could tell anyone you're fasting, and at the same time you're not fasting. Salah, you have to show sometimes salah. You meet someone like, for example, Asr, you stay with him till Dhuhr, you stay with him till Asr. Then you're going to pray one of the salah. Shows. But siyam, you're not going to be with someone 15 hours. So siyam, special ibadah for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hajj, you have to do hajj. Zakah, there's something. But the siyam is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, but there is rules, subhanAllah, for the siyam, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it was mentioned, he used to fast till the point people think he never break his fast. And sometimes he does not fast till the point they thought he fasts all his life. But he didn't, of course. So a man came, what kind of siyam, what kind of fasting should we do? And what's the highest level of fasting, the best type of fasting? A man came to Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He kept telling him, fast this, fast that, till the point of I could do more, I could do better. Till he told him, fast every other day, all your life. He said, I could do better. He said, there's nothing better than that. This is the siyam. Prophet Dawood alayhi salam said, this is the best siyam. They said, that means you fast about 7 months out of the year, every other day beside Ramadan. So he said, this is the best time of siyam. As we said, some days are highly recommended to fast and some optional days. For days, regular days, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned the hadith, if you fast a day for the sake of Allah, just voluntarily, Allah will distance your face 7 years away from hellfire. Easy ibadah, early breakfast, and regular time for dinner. Of course, with the intention for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, one of the siyam, highly recommended, so this is a day, any day, you fast for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah distance your face 70 years away from hellfire. Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned, he said the best siyam after the Ramadan, as you know, the obligatory siyam, the highest or the most thing you get reward for when you fulfill the obligations. The obligatory salah, more reward than the sunnah salah. The siyam Ramadan, more rewarded than the optional. Hajj, more rewarded than Umrah, and so on. Zakah, more rewarded than charity. So the obligatory, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the hadith, He said, my slave will be continue, nothing will make my slave close to me as much as he fulfill his obligations. He said he will continue to become closer by doing the optionals. But they said a clear hadith, nothing makes you closer to Allah than fulfilling the obligations for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like Siyam Ramadan, the 5 daily Salah, the Hajj, and so on, and the Zakah. And however, but there's some Siyam, different Siyam, recommended, optional. He said the most reward Siyam after Ramadan to fast in the month of Muharram, the first month of the year. And the most rewarded in Muharram, the 10th of Muharram. They call it Ashura. Then the second best will be the 9th of Muharram. Because Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned, he said, the reward for the fasting, the 10th of Ashura, Allah will forgive or expiate the sins for the whole previous year. And he said, if I live till next year, I will fast the 9th too. I will fast the 9th of the Muharram to be different than the Yahud. So this was the purpose of fasting that month. And then other things highly recommended to fast was the 6 days from Shawwal after Ramadan. As the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, whoever fasts the month of Ramadan follows with 6 days as you fast in the whole year. And of course, this we'll talk about usually around Ramadan, definitely. But we're going to talk about the Sunan beside Muharram and so on. But this is part of the dars to talk about the other Muharram and the Arafah and so on. So also Rasul ﷺ mentioned in the hadith, he said, which is narrated by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, said, my dear friend have advised me with 3 things, or to do 3 things, I will never let it go as long as I'm alive. He said one of them, to pray witr before I go to sleep, to pray duha, and to fast 3 days from each month. And the 3 days, the sunnah to fast 13th, 14th, 15th from the lunar calendar. And there's some opinion 14, 15, 16. The strongest opinion, 13, 14, 15. And some scholars, they said, any 3 days in the lunar calendar. But definitely the sunnah to be the 13th, 14th, and 15th from the lunar calendar. And he said, if you fast those, the 3 days, as you fast in the whole, every month, as you fast in the whole year. 3 days from each month, there's another hadith, as you fast in the whole year. And part of the sunnah to fast the first 9 days of the Hajj. And the most rewarded day is the day of Arafah, the 9th of the Hajj. 9 days. As Rasulullah mentioned, there's no time you will be rewarded for the good deeds more than the first 10 days of the Hajj. And one of the most rewarded things to do is Siyam. That's why people Siyam. Is it mandatory? It's not mandatory, but highly recommended as one of the greatest deeds a person could do. Charity would work, Umrah would work, if you're in Hajj will be the greatest, and so on. So, but here fasting as the 9th, the day of Arafah, as we said, the day of Ashura will expiate the sins for the previous year. The day of Arafah will expiate the sins for 2 years, the previous and the upcoming year. Fasting 1 day for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And beside this, to fast the month of Sha'ban, as the hadith of Aisha again said, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam never completed a month, to fast the whole month beside Ramadan, but she said, I never seen fasting a month more than the month of Sha'ban. And beside this, fasting Mondays and Thursdays, the reward for this. One of them, he said, this day, Allah subhanahu, he said, this day, the Prophet ﷺ was born on Monday. Allah have sent him as a messenger, was on Monday also as well. Allah subhanahu sent the Quran on the day of Monday. So he said, basically recommended beside the other hadith, fasting Mondays and Thursdays, your deed will be presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Mondays and Thursdays. And Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked once, why do you fast Mondays and Thursdays? He said, because this day our deed, all of it will be presented before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, I would like my deed to be presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala while I'm fasting. And shows here the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be descend upon those who fast. Some days are haram to fast. Haram, Torah haram. Some days are disliked. One of them, so the day of Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha, this is not permissible. And the day of Shek, the Daud day, which is the 30th of Sha'ban. If you fast in that day because you don't want to take a chance, this is not sure Ramadan or not Ramadan, become haram. So definitely. So because you don't want to take it. And also to fast the first 3 days or 4 days of Eid al-Adha, the 10th, 11th, 12th, and the 13th. Also this haram to fast. And also this, it's not recommended or disliked to fast the day of Arafah for the one who in Hajj. It's not haram, but disliked. And some people, they fast in the month of Rajab. Then the fast in the month of Rajab is just because it's haram just to single out Rajab. Because this is what the Jahiliyyah used to do, fast Rajab. Matter of fact, Umar radiallahu anhu used to say to whip the mutarajjibeen, the one who single out Rajab to fast in it. You're going to find a lot of people here. They fast the month of Rajab as something special and so on. And also, is not recommended, is disliked, to fast on Friday. As Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to one of his wives, I think it was Salama, if I'm not sure. So he asked her, are you fasting? She was fasting on Friday. He said, did you fast yesterday? She said, no. He said, are you planning on fasting tomorrow? She said, no. He said, then we'll break her fast today. He made her break her fast on Jum'ah. It's not permissible for a woman to fast optional siyam without the permission of her husband. The optional siyam, unless she making up the siyam, or this is the month of Ramadan, she don't have to ask his permission. Ramadan, she didn't need his permission, and if she making up the siyam, she does not hear his permission. So, also fasting the 6th day from Shawwal. Should we fast before we make up the qada for the one who have days to make up, a day or 2 or 6, or the sisters when they have the days to make up? Should we do it before or after? That's of course the scholars haven't definitely, they have different. The ideal is not the only opinion. The ideal to make up what you missed and do the 6 days. Because the hadith, whoever fast Ramadan, so you have to complete Ramadan and then fast 6 days. One opinion. There's another opinion, said no, Aisha radiallahu anha, she used to delay her siyam all the way till Sha'ban. The makeup siyam. But she fasted, for example, 6 days, but making up the what she missed in Ramadan till Sha'ban. So the thing is, the ideal, I said, to fast, make up what you missed, and then continue. Especially if you're missing a day or 2 or 3 or so on, this is become, it's easier. But if you miss a lot, it will become harder, definitely. You're going to fast another 15 days or so in Sha'ban, probably difficult. But however, definitely will not be that hard. So then the siyam, the optional siyam. Can I break my siyam when I'm fasting optional? Prophet ﷺ said, you are the amir for yourself. Whatever you decide. Of course, the best to continue. So, and you can break your fast if you're not making up a day. If you're making up a day for Ramadan, it will be the same rules of Ramadan. You're not allowed to break your fast unless you have legit reason, as Ramadan. Same rules of Ramadan will be applied. So now, if you only make a siyam, optional siyam, there's no problem. You can break your fast anytime you want. Of course, recommended to continue fasting, but if not, then you're fine. And Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, it shows here you can fast. Let's say, for example, came Dhuhr and you did not eat anything with the optional. Siyam Ramadan, you have to have the intention before Fajr. The optional Siyam will be a little different. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, one time he walked home, he came, he said, do you have any food? Told his wife, Aisha said, no, we don't have food. He said, then, فَإِنِّي إِذًا صَائِمٌ. He said, then I'm going to fast today. He did not plan, but he did not eat from Fajr. So this is the condition. This is like Monday, Thursday, any day you want to fast. You have Dhuhr time, whatever, 10 o'clock a.m., 11 o'clock a.m., and you know like now you're not hungry, you're not thirsty, and you know that Maghrib is 5 p.m., and you know what, let me continue fasting. As Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he came, he said, do you have food? So he intended to break his fast, but he have not ate from Fajr. So before Fajr till now, whatever, let's say Dhuhr or 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever the time was, he said no, she didn't have food. And he said, okay, I'm going to fast this day. And one time shows like you can break your fast if you're fasting optional. One time he came, he found food at home, said, what is this? He said, well,
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الحمد لله رب العالمين وأصلي وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ينفعنا وانفعنا بعلمتنا وزدنا علما. اللهم اجعلنا من يستمع القول فيتبع أحسنه. However, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, one time he came to his house and he found food at home and he was fasting optional. Then he ate out of it, and even though he said فإني فلقد أصبحت صائما. This hadith narrated by Imam Muslim. So you can break your fast. He broke his fast. He saw food at home and he ate. Because Rasulullah, whatever he does to teach us that you allowed to do so. Even though probably he doesn't care about eating, but show us like some rules. He did it, so it will not become obligatory upon us. Like Salat Taraweeh, he prayed 2 or 3 or 4 nights in the masjid. Then when he saw the masjid getting full, he stopped going to the masjid because he didn't want to make it obligatory upon us. He said, I'm afraid to become obligatory and it will be too hard. Like the Hajj, when the person asked him, do we make Hajj every year? He remained silent. Then again, they repeated themselves, the man repeated himself 2 or 3 times. He said, if I'm going to say yes, it will be very hard. You're not going to be able to, will become obligatory and you're not going to be able to do it. And subhanAllah, this is mercy. Any question about this before we move on to the next topic, inshallah? there's a time limit to make up the fast in Ramadan? No, you have all the way till Sha'ban. So you have to all the way till next Ramadan, but make sure, I mean, you don't want to delay it so long to the point you might become sick. Give yourself some room in case if you become sick again or so on. So if you have all the time, then toward like the last day you're going to become sick, this will be probably, Allah knows, this is not the best choice. So definitely the sooner the better, because you owe this. But if someone died, he had days to make up Ramadan, and did not, I mean, he died, let's say, for example, 2 or 3 months later, he didn't have to worry about it. There's no big deal, because he have time to make it up. As Aisha, she used to make it all the way in Sha'ban, which is Sha'ban right before Ramadan. So she delayed that. Of course, definitely, the sooner the better if you can. There's some days, like short days, easy days, you could do it, inshallah. Any questions about this, inshallah? So like I said, I want to take advantage of this, the time, the days are shorter. Fajr 6:33, and mashallah, is Maghrib 6:30, so not much soon enough. Within about 10 days or so, the time will be changed, and Maghrib will be at 5 p.m. or so, 5:10 or so, 5:20. So it will be, so, I mean, the day is so short. So this is to take advantage. As of Mas'ud, he said, Ash-shita, winter is the Rabi'. Rabi' means the spring, means the golden opportunity, or the time to take advantage of. So he said the day is so long, so short to make siyam, and the night so long you can make qiyam. You can wake up, I mean, Isha at 8 o'clock in the masjid. If you're not in the masjid, then 6:20, and you have all the way till 6:20 or 6:30. So we have 12 hours almost to sleep. And you can sleep for 7 or 8 hours, and you have 4 hours to make qiyam. At least you can make a qiyam for 1 hour, half an hour, things like this. So it's easy. The other thing I just want to elaborate over, something quick, inshallah, to be continued, inshallah, if Allah gives us life, because this is a big topic, and a lot of people ask about it, which is, how can I reach to the level of khushu' in my salah? Focus and concentrate in my salah. As you know, the salah khushu' is the soul of the salah. How can I mix my salah in a way, it's like, you know, I want to focus, the right salah. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. Allah said, indeed, the mu'mineen have succeeded, the one who are do their salah in state of khushu' and concentration and focus. So you know what you are saying. You just there focus in your salah. You know, like you're standing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned in the hadith, said the first thing, listen to this, how dangerous. I mean, the first thing will be taken away from my ummah is the khushu' and salah. The first thing will be lifted, the khushu' and the salah. So you see the masjid, the whole masjid makes salah, you didn't find even one person who is khasha. Salah with khushu'. Imagine, one of the Sahaba saw a man, I think it was Abdullah bin Umar radiallahu anhu, he saw a man making salah so quick. He said, how long have you been making salah? Doing this for 6 years. He says 6 years and you did not make salah. He did not even count as a salah. So there's a weak hadith, we said, لِلْمَرْءِ مِنْ صَلَاتِهِ مَا عَقْلٍ. So basically you get reward for the amount of like your focus in your salah. It's a weak hadith, but it's so meaningful. So the thing is, if like the meaning of it's right. So how could we reach to this virtue, this level of salah? To make it salah like I'm standing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's a few things if we do it as the Shaykh here he mentioned. The first one, you have your heart present to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Of course, like I said, we're going to elaborate about this topic big, inshallah, if Allah gives us life next week. To get to the khushu', if we follow the steps, of course, this khushu' starts from the moment you make wudu at home. If you want to make khushu', it's not going to, like a decision will be made, I'm going to be in khushu', okay, right, Allahu Akbar. Not going to work. So the first, when you start making wudu, then you decide. The thing is start. Make wudu and think about the wudu. When you wash your hand, that the sin will be washed away. When you wash your face, the sin will be committed by your eyes. You will be washed away, and so on. So one thing at the time, the khushu' starts from the moment you make wudu, then come into the masjid. Come to the masjid, the way you do dhikr, and you're looking for the reward, and so on. So this is the first 2 steps to make that. Besides, of course, there's a lot of things that hudur qalb, you have to be present, to feel like you're standing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to understand and ponder over the meaning, and fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and have hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's many things. As the other thing I want to mention, of course, we're going to redo this next week, inshallah. One thing I want to mention that probably would help us from today till Allah gives us next week, which is al-haya min Allah. To be shy. That's Allah. You're standing before Allah and your mind somewhere else. This one thing I want to just elaborate today within 1 minute. Like to just imagine you standing before like your boss, your father, your brother, a man you respect, and you're looking at him and your mind somewhere else. He's talking to you or your mind somewhere else. So this we need to be shy. So this would help us out for today till we meet next week, inshallah, if Allah gives us a life, to understand the khushu' and how we can get to the state of khushu', which is the goal for our salah, to do it in the state of khushu'. So this will please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, we'll stop right here. However, the salatul isha